Oh, all right. So listen, we're going for a walk this morning. So we're going for a quick walk, and I just wanted to do a quick live video. Yesterday, I was supposed to put up the podcast about why white women harass black people minding their black ass business. And yesterday, I ended up spending most of the day and night doing research. I actually went to bed doing research. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Right now, we are still in this small little rancher town. I'm going to be here for a few weeks, actually. Oh my God! When I tell you, I'm tired right now. I'm tired. It's early. The morning chill is out of the air, but I don't know. The air is different here. And I feel exhausted already. But if I don't go out for my morning walk first thing in the morning, then I won't. Richie, I don't know your name, so I don't know you. We not on the same page, so you can't become a moderator of my broadcast just by asking. Good morning. Oh, okay. So yesterday's podcast was delayed by research because I'll show you, look at the beautiful scene that I'm in. As you know, I have a podcast called Goddess Off the Grid, and I live my life off of the grid. And I'm going to be doing some volunteer work with autism in Los Angeles. So I'm right outside of Los Angeles right now, up in the canyons. There's this place called Canyon Country, and there are canyons everywhere. Oh, yesterday I went onto the Facebook page to do some research over there, and it descended into chaos. I ended up having to straight cuss a woman out. I got vulgar with it too. If there's one thing that you know about Caribbean people vulgar, man, I don't understand how we so vulgar. How we so vulgar. But I went on there talking about her gurgling up on all types of black man coming balls, and it got vulgar. It got very vulgar. It got vulgar. Even afterwards, I had to apologize to myself because I went off. Let me tell you, I went off. I'm telling you, right after I went in on this young lady, I had to apologize to myself because I went into a realm where I started disrespecting my own beliefs, called the woman a bitch and everything. Lord have mercy. Listen. And the thing is, that it went from 0 to 60 very quick. Like, she said one thing, I read that, and it started out, I think it started at 5 miles an hour, and it went up to 75 with the quickness. I went off. I'll give you a 360 view. You know, as a matter of fact, let me just turn the camera around. So, all right. Look at my shadow. It's so funny. All right, so it's very dry out here in California. There's a mountain there. As you see, I'm down in a divot. There are mountains over there. So a canyon and a valley are very similar, right? A canyon, the difference between a canyon, so a valley is flat land, usually surrounded by mountains. A canyon, though, has water running through it. But it's so dry out here in California, Southern California, that they don't have water. It rains only in the winter sometimes. And then for the rest of the year, there's no rain. Everything looks brown and dry. When I did my Goddess Off the Grid photo shoot, and for those of you who are on my mailing list, look for, I'm doing another survey today. So I want you all to go look for that. All right, so the Goddess Off the Grid podcast is doing really well. I have about 600 listeners over there, which is really dope because you know what it's like? You don't really know what to expect when it comes to podcasting. With podcasting, it's BYOA. You bring your own audience. right? And because they do not advertise, they don't promote, they don't, nothing. You have to bring your own audience. So I have 600 of you diehard knockouts who have come over there. And I'm about to show you right now because we're about to pass by a, a river. We're going to pass by the river. Here, let me show you the river. All right. So here's the river. Listen. This is the river right here. Look how beautiful and moist this is, the rolling brooks. Look at it. Do you hear the fish jumping around? And do you hear all of that? Oh, so you want to go for a swim? That's the river right there. It's so sad because when you look at it on the map, so I didn't know where the hell I was because I'm looking on the damn map. The damn map got blue rolling up I'm like, blue for water. I'm like, oh, there's a water around here somewhere. And I'm looking and I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. I know they ain't talking about that. There's the river behind me. You want to go for a swim, Black Buddha? Go on, jump. You go first. Right? So nonetheless, right? Oh my gracious. The wind is blowing. All right. So I spent most of yesterday and yesterday evening doing research. Thank you to all of the people who sent me articles to read. I also watched Chelsea Handler's Privilege documentary, and it was sad. It was actually really sad. We live in two different Americas. Right? Where we have people who are so obtuse and obstinate about their obtusity. It's unbelievable. And so you end up with people who are being victimized, continuing to be victimized, because people just don't want to acknowledge that Caucasians in this country have received a 400-year head start. And we are thriving in the ways that we're thriving with really being in a three-legged race with two legs tied. All right. We're about to come upon the main road in a moment. Oh, excuse my heavy breathing. I was watching my video yesterday, and I was like, "Ooh, Tonya, all of this looks a lot easier than it actually is." And then yesterday, in the Facebook broadcast, bust out how while we were talking about being harassed by Caucasians, while we were talking about it, two Caucasian people pulled up on a golf cart to check me out to see what it is that I was doing. And I think because I was on the camera, they stayed afar. And then when I turned the camera around on them, they drove away. Well, all of that happened in yesterday's Facebook episode. You can go over there and watch it if you want to see your girl descend into madness. It was chaos. I don't even know why I broadcast sometimes on Facebook. It's so chaotic over there. And Facebook is cultivating a culture of chaos over there. Cultivating a culture of chaos. There go some words for you right there. All right. We're going to get it together. For those of you, so listen, I'd love to hear from you all because listen, when I go back in, I'm probably going to spend most of the day inside, and I'm going to knock this podcast out, get this podcast up today. Wednesday, I think I'm going to dedicate to questions that people ask me, right? And I don't know if, all right, there we go. Whew. All right. Whew. This must be, oh goodness. It must be late because there's a lot of cars out here, and there's not typically that many cars out here. Okay. So for those of you who watch my podcast, I would love to hear from you about what do you feel is the difference between podcasting and videoing, because people have said that they really enjoy the podcast. And I'm like, okay, dope, that's dope. That's dope. In this part, there aren't mountain lions, there are coyotes and rattlesnakes. So that's what we have. We have coyotes and rattlesnakes. And I came upon a rattlesnake once when I was walking with this Caucasian neighbor of mine. I want to talk about caucasity. We walking, going for our little hike, and we hear the sound that a rattlesnake makes. It's a sound. When you hear it, it's a sound unlike any other sound. And so we hear, my black ass gets to running. F that. What's stay around there for? And then I look back and she's like, Tonya. And I'm like, no, B, no, I'm out. You stand there if you want to, you fool. I'm gone. Play with me like that. I was out. She was like, Tonya. And I was like, I will see you when I see you. I ain't about this mess. So there's coyotes and rattlesnakes. There's other parts where there's mountain lions, but I think they're in the mountains. But as you see, we're in the canyon. The canyon is down low. We in canyon country, babies. The wind is blowing. Give it a second. Sorry. Hey, you all, Veronique, you should know by now my name is spelled with an O. So you better check your spell check before you press enter. And Ari have a problem with the misinformation on one of my podcasts. Which information? Which podcast? And you said you have a problem with it. What problem do you have with the podcast that I created? What's the problem? I want to hear what your problem is and what misinformation we're talking about. The podcast about trans women? Okay, what is the misinformation that you feel was expressed in that podcast? This wind is blowing so hard. I hope you can still hear me. So for those of you who are just joining us, I said some ignorance regarding trans men. What was the ignorance that I said? I spoke about trans men for 1 or 2 sentences. And the thing that I said about trans men is that they're going about their trans male business. That's what I said. They're going about their trans male business. So go ahead and type out what issue you have, and then we'll talk about that. The podcast on trans women was 1 hour and 7 minutes long. And you're talking about how I went on for minutes. Stop stalling and write whatever it is that you say that you have an issue with, not how many minutes. I said 1 or 2 sentences about trans men. As you see, the broadcast was titled about trans women. So if you have an issue, just type out your issue so that we can address it. Because if the issue is the amount of time, then we're going to get into another discussion. Because as you know, people like Dipped in Indigo are very literal. So if you're going to talk about minutes and percentage, so just get into your issue.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great.
How can I help you, sir?
Where is Solidit Canyon coming down?
The what?
Solidit Canyon.
I don't know. You don't have GPS? If you keep driving straight, there's stores and stuff right up there.
Solidit Canyon, the Southern Trail.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. I'm okay, but I'm just like, I don't like people pulling up on me. I don't like people rolling up on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people rolling up on me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I seen, because you know what, I put the camera down when we're passing by street signs because I like to maintain some of my anonymity, right? And there were some cars that were passing by, and I was one of the cars that I think was rolling by slowly. And you know, when we talk about black women and our spaces, right? There's a lot of people who have a lot of different thoughts in their minds about what a black woman is, who she is, and what she's for. And there are many of them who will roll up on you because they think that even if you have on workout clothes, they think you're some sort of street walker. They think you got something for sale. They think you're desperate and and that you'll let them inside your ass for a penny or two, you know? And I just, with him being a man in a car alone, pulling up on a woman like that, I think it's inappropriate. I think he needs to ride the hell on and go find some men that can help him. Don't roll up on the woman alone. You know what I'm saying? No roll up on me. No roll up on me. All right. Exactly. 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 Talking about he needs directions and no. 2020, you don't have GPS, my man? Come on now. I don't know. All right. All right. So did Ari ever come back and tell us what Ari's problem was? Okay, so Ari is saying it has nothing to do with trans men minding their business. Trans men are left alone because of male privilege. Um, okay, so how is that misinformation? I'm confused. Okay, so how is that misinformation? I'm confused. I'm confused. You and I have two different opinions about it. I believe trans men go about their trans male business. Most of the trans men that are out there, you don't know that they're trans men. Trans women go above and beyond to let you know that they're trans women and that they want to be in XYZ place. Like with the Black Girls Rock thing. Like with the Black Girls Rock. Criticizing and petitioning Black Girls Rock to allow trans girl into the competition. So I think it is, or it could be, any number of things. I gave my opinion about it because from what it is that I've seen, like I have people contact me privately who are trans men. Trans men are not fetishized in the way that trans women are fetishized. And trans women feed into the fetishization because many of them are sex workers. Many of them are sex workers because of the fetishization and the issues that they have with being able to find gainful employment in their trans status. Okay, okay, all right. Well, you know, Ari, when that broadcast came out, I opened up the floor for people to leave their voice messages. There was a trans woman that came out and she left her voice message with the way that she feels. If there's a way that you feel, by all means, put it on the record. It's easy to sit there in the audience and be like, oh, this is what I have an issue with. While now we're talking about white women privilege. Now you're coming into this broadcast talking about, and you see it's like, this is what I'm talking about. So now you're bogarting into this conversation about a conversation that we had in the podcast before last, because our last podcast was about Jeannie Mae. The podcast before that was about trans women. So you're bogarting into the conversation about Caucasian women to talk about the trans women conversation when the ability to leave voice messages is open and available for you to be able to express your point of view? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I supposed to do? I gave my opinion. You feel that the reason trans men are not all right, so then because of male privilege, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way because one, show me an organization of trans men who are petitioning for trans men to be included in the of activities of men or even bathrooms or whatever. Trans men go into the bathroom, they mind their business, they go do their thing. Talk to me. Talk to me. Go leave your voice messages. Do your research, leave your voice messages. And then so then Liz is so someone is talking about I'm gonna stop for a moment. It sounds so pretty out here. I'm gonna stop for a moment. All right. Trans men are way more stealth, if you will. Your son was even pretty low key. All right. So Ari is saying, I just feel unless you are trans or have long-term friendship with trans people, then you can't speak on it. Okay. All right. So I want you to come and get my microphone out of my hand and stop me from creating podcasts. That's what I want you to do. First of all, you don't know who I have in my life. You don't know who I have in my life. and then, first, number one, right? Number one. So let me ask you a question, Ari. Are you a trans man or a trans woman? Please come forward because I can imagine that you're most likely a trans woman. So listen, go ahead and answer. No, this is the summer. I'm going to remove your privileges as a moderator if you think that you should just go put people in time out just because they're expressing themselves. This person is not a troll. Oh, goodness. So Sandra is saying the trans issue is deeper than race. It makes some people uncomfortable. Let me see. We still have 500 more steps in this direction. All right. Right. So what I made, you know what? When I made that podcast. Okay. So Ari is a trans woman. Were you born into the existence of a little girl or born into the existence of a little boy? Answer that, Ari. Were you born into the existence of a little boy or born into the existence of a little girl? Answer that question. Were you born into the existence of a little boy or born into the existence of a little girl? So I think that part of the issue that you're having, Ari, is that when I made that broadcast, I said that according to the definition of what a woman is, that a trans woman is not a woman. I think that's the issue that you're having, and you're coming out cloaking it as an issue. I asked you whether or not you were born into the existence of a little boy or a little girl. What chromosomes do you have? Do you have XX or XY? I want you to answer, what chromosomes do you have? Are you a woman? You have womb. Are you a woman? Do you have XX or XY? It's as simple as that. Of course she won't answer. Of course she won't answer. because this is what I'm talking about. And this is the criticism that I had of trans women. So now this person is saying I'm going on a tangent. This is the criticism that I have of trans women, that because they were born into the existence of little boys, that they were socialized with the privilege and the entitlement of boys. And therefore, they navigate through the world with that same overbearing entitlement. Simple as that. Simple as that. And so now you are overbearing onto me because there was something that I said that you didn't like, and now you're cloaking it into the privilege of trans men. When you were the privilege, trans men are quiet because they were socialized into the existence of little girls. And they learn how to cooperate. As a person like you, who was socialized into the existence of boyhood, you have learned aggression, competition, and this is why you dare have the nerve to come on. Listen, oh Ari, so you're the one who was on my podcast. I mean, on my broadcast. Good, good. And I'm so glad you've come back out, because let me check your ass real quick. Let me check your ass. When I was on that, when I did that video, I said, let's have the conversation. Let's talk about it, and let's come to an understanding with what a woman is. With what a woman is. I said, let's have the conversation. I ended up blocking a lot of people who did not want to have the conversation. But please, don't get upset because after we've had the conversation, you don't like my conclusion. All right? Don't get upset because after we've had the conversation, you don't like what it is that I've come up with. And if we're going to speak scientifically speaking, is a trans woman a woman? What is the definition of a woman? A woman is an adult female, human. That's it. That's it. And you disrespect yourself, Ari, by not giving credence and homage to your experience as a trans person. You disrespect yourself. Ari, let me stop for a moment so I could dig inside your biscuits right now. Ari, listen to me. I want you to see me, and I want you to hear me very good. Your male privilege is showing. This behavior that you're exhibiting right now will show that you will never be a woman. You will never be a woman because of this behavior that you are exhibiting right now. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. As long as you continue to go on in the facets of the socialization of male privilege, you will never be a woman because your behavior is that of a person who is entitled like a man. So don't tell me. Don't tell me. So I'm telling you right then and there. Because, let me get my tissue. Where's my tissue? Oh, Lord, I left my tissue out of pocket. Oh, here's one. Let me blow my nose real quick. Let me blow my nose. Your penis is showing, Ari. Your penis is showing. Tuck it in, girl. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. Excuse me. All right. There we go. Listen. That's what you're really upset about. What you're really upset about is that when all the dice were rolled out and all the chips lay as they were, that when my conclusion came, that you feel that my conclusion didn't come in your favor. It's as simple as that. And right now your male privilege is showing by you hijacking this conversation and making it all about you. Making it all about you and whatever insecurities you have. So on that note, I'm going to continue speaking about the conversation at hand. Okay? Talking about your childhood transitioner. Yeah, you know what? I said it already. Your penis is showing. That's it. That's it. Your penis is showing. Check yourself. Check your goddamn self. Check yourself. So listen, on that note, let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Because remember, when we were talking, and Ari was enjoying the conversation, flexing on people in the comments, talking about I'm a woman, period. Right, right. You have a lot of masculine energy, dear. A lot of masculine energy and a lot of male privilege. So anyway, yeah. So let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. All right. So today I'm going to be putting up the broadcast about I'm going to be heading back into the crib as soon as I walk through these mountains. So Valencia is saying, Ari, you are super aggressive. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. So it's like, Ari, you know what? I'm going to say a few more things about this. Ari, unfortunately, you will never feel and understand what it is like to grow up in the experience of a little girl. You will never get that socialization. You will never know. You will never know what it is like to go through the process of being born with XX chromosome and going from that existence, being born and socialized as a little girl and transitioning into a woman. You will never know. And I am not your enemy. I am not your enemy. Your own enemy is coming from within you. Your own enemy is coming from within you, who refuses to acknowledge that you are not man, you are not woman. You are not woman. What you are is something different, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to have a unique journey and experience into this life. Pretending as if you're XX is, you will never know, Ari. You will never know. You will never know. You will never know. Ari, you told us that you were a teenager when you transitioned, or preteen. I believe you said you were what? How old were you when you transitioned? And listen, Liz, I don't mind kicking people out of this conversation, because what we're not going to do is we're not going to start calling people names just because they live a different life than we do. That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do. Ari, come on and be honest. How old were you when you transitioned? It's as simple as that. How old were you? Come with your real answer, because we have you on the record. We have you on that broadcast. We have you on the broadcast when you said how old you were when you transitioned. All right. So let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. On the podcast, she said 15. Okay. That's what I thought. I remembered that, in that she transitioned in her teens. Right. So, Ari, how old were you when you transitioned? That's what we're asking. We're not asking whether or not you're a woman. Are you a woman? WOMBMYN. Woman. Listen. Listen. All right. I don't even put the MAN. I don't even put the MAN on the end. I put MYN. WOMBMYN. Woman. And Ari is saying that her energy is divine feminine. Oh, Lord. With all of this aggressive male energy, please. You're delusional. You're delusional. All right. So until Ari can put in how old she was when she transitioned, that's it. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. Look at that sun up there. You know it's hot. You know it's hot. Sandra is leaving. All right. See you later, Sandra. We'll see you in the next broadcast. All right. So today, like I said, all right. Okay. Okay. So, Ari, let me just explain this to you. By the time you are 9 years old, your subconscious mind is already formed. By the time you are 9. If you transitioned at the age of 11, your conditioning has already been set. By the time you were 9, you were outside of the range. Outside of the range. So that's it. That's it. I'm that you're outside of the range. You were socialized as a boy. That's it. So anyway, forward on. If you're on my mailing list, if you're on my mailing list, that you make sure that you check your email today, because I'm going to be sending out another survey for you all to take about the I'm going to be sending out another survey for you all to take about the design for the goddess artwork. So make sure that you're on my make sure that you are on my mailing list to be able to get that survey. All right. And what else is there? What else? All right. So I can imagine that there are many of you here who listen to my podcast. Okay, so someone's asking, how do you sign up for the mailing list? There's two different ways to sign up. If you go over to TonyaTKO.com/subscribe, you can join the mailing list that way. Or when you go to TonyaTKO.com, on the main page, you'll see a link to be able to go and get your Relax MP3. When you get your Relax MP3, you get signed up for the mailing list that way. So there's two different ways. Right? And HTV is saying the title of this video. So we were talking about in this video, or it's a really interesting audio from the woman who accosted the girl in Target. Remember how she had was leaning over the child, and then the black woman tried to knock her phone out of her hand because them. So that's going to be one of the audios inside of today's broadcast, and that's what we're going to be talking about on today's Goddess Off the Grid. And I want you all to submit your relationship scenarios. You know what I want from you all? I started this segment Friday. Yesterday's was late because of the research that I was doing. If you all haven't gotten your let's see. Oh, I'm tired. All right, perfect. All right, good. We're getting our steps in. We're getting our steps in. That's good. All right. So what else was I trying to say? All right. So on today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the aggressive victim. We're going to be playing the audio from that woman who accosted the young lady in Target who was leaning over her baby, and then the black woman went off on her. Turns out that the woman was Jewish. So she went into this whole other realm inside of her rant afterwards. This is the first time that we've seen a woman come out after she's been involved in these shenanigans. The best way to find the podcast is, you know what? It should be in the description of every video. But you know what? I don't think it is. So the podcast is at Anchor. It's on Anchor and it's on Spotify. The podcast is called Goddess Off the Grid. It's on Anchor, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. If you go to anchor.fm, like the radio, anchor.fm/TonyaTKO, you'll find it that way. Yeah, I'm uploading it today. I'm uploading it today, so I'm gonna go record it now edit it. It should be up today by 6 p.m. Pacific. But I'll send out a message on the mailing list when it is up. And then I'll also probably just use that one email message to, or maybe I'll do the survey in a different one. That way it's just, all right, there we go. There we go. All right, so any more commentary about the aggressive victim? I did lots of research yesterday. For those of you who haven't seen Chelsea Handler's documentary, it's a great documentary to watch. It really jumps into the whole privilege conversation in a way that is done for white people to educate themselves, but I don't even know if they're going to be educated from it, honestly. So we'll see. I'm sorry, I'm holding the thing down low because my arm. You know what? I feel like it's better this direction. Look how pretty that is. Look how pretty. It is lovely out here. It is lovely. Whew. All right. So anchor.fm /Tonya TKO. And then we'll go from there. All right, what's the next topic? So Richie is saying can't feel secure in our own home. Yeah, you know what? That's unfortunate. You know what? I was feeling some kind of way that day too. It's like we are under terroristic threat in this country, and it's sad that so many of our countrymen and women want to pretend as if this is not going on. So yeah, he was arrested. The cop that shot into the woman's home was arrested, but he's out on bail, of course. So the system is in his favor. He should have had a bond so high that nobody would be able to come up with that type of money. This person is a murderer. How do you creep around someone's backyard and then start bucking shots at them through the window? And then I'm hearing he shot her right in the face. And I'm like, wow, right in the face. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the entitlement and the privilege and this false fear that they keep feeling or claiming that they feel, which is a lie. Never once did it dawn on him. I'm creeping around someone's backyard. She should have started firing shots out at him. It's ridiculous. I know exactly. 8-year-old nephew had to witness this. Now his life is filled with trauma. Now his life is filled with trauma. And the crazy part about it is that this happened in Fort Worth, which is right up the street. You know, they have the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. So this happened right in Fort Worth, right outside where Amber Geiger just got off 2 weeks ago. Well, not got off, but got her hugs and light sentence. So it's crazy. It's like someone can be creeping around your home, claim that they're scared of what you're doing inside your home. And instead of ducking around the window or ducking down or whatever, they just start shooting you because they are licensed to carry firearms. All right. Yes, our policing system is based on white supremacy, so that's part of the issue right there. You know? All right. So basically, you know what? Maybe I'll talk, if I don't if we'll have enough time to talk about that in today's podcast, because today's podcast is going to be a long one because there's so much to discuss. But basically, she said she had her door open because she was trying to cool off. She had her door open because she was trying to cool off. And then, here we go. Here we go. The neighbor called the police because he saw there's so many rocks out here trying to trip me up. I'm at to walk in the streets. I'm at to walk in the streets. All right. So here we go. So, yes, we do need our own police force. We need help. We need something because this can't keep going on. We need something because this just can't keep going on like this. It's ridiculous. Who said he ain't no Botham Jean? Who said that? Daniel is saying her topic is too long to type. If your topic is too long to type, that doesn't sound like a topic. A topic only takes 2 sentences. A topic only takes 2 sentences. All right. Let's see. The father said that? Oh, okay, wonderful. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. Exactly. Exactly. Because these people think it's gonna, and this is what and they're so used to that, and that's what they expect of us. They expect you to be the all forgiving Negro, and that is not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay. All right, so I think we've talked about everything that we need to talk about, right? Any last topics? Because I only have a few. I say I have maybe half a mile more before I'm back. Any last topic before we jump off? And then we'll go from there. So look for that. I'm going to create a tab on my website. As soon as I get back, I'm making a tab. As soon as I get back, I'm making a tab. I'm going to show you all my beautiful surroundings. Isn't that lovely? It's just pure beauty. All right, here we go. Somebody say my mods are biased. My mods are so lenient, just like me. Please stop your mess. Stop your mess. Stop your mess. I'll show you all again. This is, sorry, I'm trying to turn it. All right, so this is your lake right here, your stream that got bushes growing in the middle of it. But you know how they say still waters run deep, right? You know how they say still waters run deep? You can always tell where there is supposed to be a lake because there's greenery. Because other than that, it's just dry. So see how there's greenery growing? There's some flowers right here. How did Juka wants to go swimming in that beautiful river? I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Raph. And Danielle says she was quick to put someone in timeout for nothing. You know what? Danielle, were you put in timeout for quote unquote nothing? Were you put in timeout? You're the one who didn't even want to type out your so-called topic because you said it would take more than 200 characters. Hey, B. Irvin, welcome, welcome. We are live. We are live right now. And I am going to be putting up a podcast today. Soon as I get back, I'm going to take a quick shower. The podcast link on my website, and then go from there. Snowflake is saying if I was her mod, she would lose 65% of y'all. You're so crazy. Didn't you say you missed the broadcast yesterday because your wife was hollering at you for talking to some woman about your penis and balls? Didn't you say that yesterday? All right, you know what? I'm not in the mood for the fighting. Danielle, watch me now. Watch Big Mama come for you. There you go. Now you happy with your timeout? Now that you didn't have to get Big Mama's attention? Come on now. Stop playing. Now you can understand what it feels like to be in timeout. So sit there. Sit there. Anyway, all right. I just, you know what, I dislike sniveling, low vibrational victim energy. I dislike it. I dislike it. I don't like it coming from men. I tolerate a little bit more of it coming from women, but I don't like it overall. I don't like it. I don't like it. You all want some, what do you call this? Let me see if this is it. No, this is not it. But this is the way rosemary look. Rosemary grows in a bush, just like that. And I'll be using it in my food too. Wild rosemary tastes good. It tastes so good. It tastes so good. Yes, it grows out in the desert. You have to pick the leaf to make sure that it is. Otherwise, you don't know what you're doing. Let's see. This looked like that last one. But let's see. You never can tell until you pick the leaf. Let's see. This is not rosemary, but this mother effer smell good. I did not eat it. I'm smelling it. Don't do me like that. I ain't that crazy. I ain't that crazy. I ain't that crazy. So I wish I found some along here. I know that there's some on the RV park. Oh, look, here comes another piney looking bush. So let's go take a look and see if this is rosemary. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, so no, this is different. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll show you, because I'll show you up close. You see how it grows like this? But it looks different because you could tell rosemary. Wow, this is a clear camera. No, not rosemary, but it's a close cousin. It's a close cousin. So don't put that on your chicken just yet. I don't eat chicken, but don't put that on your food just yet. Don't put that on your food just yet. You know what? I'll show you some of the... You see how dry the ground is? And then look at this nice, beautiful green bush with flowers. You see that? Isn't that lovely? All right. All right. There we go. It's beautiful. Listen. Do you all hear that? Listen. Do you hear that? I hear you. Do you hear that? Listen. It's like the trees are talking. It's like the trees are talking. All right. Okay. All right. Did you all hear that though? It was beautiful. It was like a little song, a melody coming from the trees. All right. Okay. So listen, everybody. I want everybody to take a few moments to breathe in real deep. And exhale. And breathe in and exhale. All right. Even if you can't be in nature right now with me, listening to the trees talking to us. Hi, and this one particular branch is very friendly. Hello. Breathe in deep and exhale. And I want you to just imagine whatever is troubling you, whatever issues you may have, I want you to imagine it just peeling off like dust or old paint and just blowing away in the wind as you breathe in deep. And exhale. And as you breathe in again and exhale out, I want you all to just take a few moments to be in nature with me and just enjoy some of this beauty. Oh, I think we may see some wild rosemary. Let's take a look and see what we have here. Is this rosemary? It looked like something else, Mary Jane, but I'm still gonna see a leaf. No, this is not rosemary. This is not rosemary. No, it's not rosemary, but it is beautiful. And these things right here, I want you to know, these bushes right here, this is what becomes tumbleweed. So they start out as bushes and then they dry up. And once they get dry enough, they blow out of the ground. You see how some of them are already dried and just kind of sticking out? So once those blow off, like this nice big one right here, this will start to blow away, and then it'll just tumble down the street. It becomes tumbleweed. Oh, look, here's one. I'll show you. Look. All right. So do you see this right here? Look. Okay. Oops, I'm about to fall. So here, look. I'm going to show you because it's going to blow away with the wind. Watch. Okay. Do you see that? Look, it's tumbling. Look. It's tumbling. You see that? It's tumbling. That's the tumbleweed. Look. All right, so I just want you to imagine your issues rolling away like the tumbleweed. Just like that. Rolling away like the tumbleweed. Look, there's a whole bunch of them down there. You gonna go visit your family down there? No? There's a whole bunch of tumbleweed that have tumbled down beneath there. But this one, just imagine your issues tumbling away like the tumbleweed. See how that tumbleweed is left behind me? There go your issues right there, left behind you on the road to blow away. You can't catch up, son. You can't catch up. You can't catch up. So, Irvin, if you want some suggestions on becoming plant-based, just start eating less meat. Start eating less meat and more plants. And get some cookbooks, read some books. I want to make a book for you all. I told you I'm in a little rancher town. There's a little ranch behind me. I'm going with the wind. That's funny. All right. So listen. Yeah, I want to make a little cookbook for you all. This year was all about the book of affirmation, self-love. Come on. This fly is trying to get near my eye. Come on. All right. Will that tumbleweed take racism and hate with it? Yes, it will. It's stuck back there on the road, and one day it will tumble into the ditch, probably today. All All right. So we're back at the RV park now. And I don't like showing people's trailers on my camera. So I'm just going to dip the camera down low. Thank you all for coming for my walk with me today. We walked for an hour, which was amazing. We got into a little bit of an argument, but we said some things that needed to be said. There were some things that could have been left unsaid, but we said them. All right. All right, here we go. Hi. All right, so we're back now. Whew. You all can hit the like button if you choose. I'm not really YouTube videos and me. I used to be really concerned. I don't bother no more. I don't bother myself anymore. I just go. So hit the like button. Participate in conversations. Make sure that you turn on the notifications so that you can be notified of when I have a new video up. Make sure that you're on my mailing list. I'm also still getting things together to be able to send you all a text message when I have a new thing come out. And it's just going to require for you all to just put in your email address and contribute a small amount of money to cover the cost of the text message service. All right, let's see if we reached our daily steps yet. Damn it, we still have 300 steps to go. We ain't made it yet. A whole hour walking and we haven't made our steps. All right, look at that sun. That's what I'm talking about. I'm also working on ways to help women make more money, earn more money, you know? Because it's like, it's one thing to talk about loving yourself and leveling up. And it's another thing to be able to give people the tools to be able to do such. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, Pinky got the quick fingers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do it myself. You know, however, it's going to be, the money that I'm talking about making is in the in the hemp arena. So talking about having some sort of involvement in this billion-dollar industry of hemp. And you know, hemp and the cannabis plant are like cousins. So I'm working on doing a training in that right now. Let's see how many steps we have left. Let's see. Okay. We only have 88 more steps to go. We only have 88 more steps to go. And we are just about back at my plot. Okay, here we go. I'll show you. Let's see. All right, so here is my little plot right here. And that's where the Goddess off the grid picture was taken. You see the red stuff down at the ground? Once you turn that whatchamacallit on, that contrast, it turns really bright red. All right. So we have only 44 more steps to go to reach our step goal. Okay. So let's just get our 44 steps. Hemp is the past, present, and future. You're right about that. Okay, let's see. How many more steps? We only have 14 more steps to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Ralph is so funny. Ralph. All right, so here we go. And we have reached our steps for the day. I hope that you all, let me ask you all a question. What are some of the things that you all do while listening to my podcast? What is it that you're doing while you're listening to my podcast? I want to hear it. Let me know in the comments. What are some of the things that you're doing while listening to my podcast? I'll wait for those comments to start coming in. I went walking today without a bra on. I don't care. Because you know that's how you strengthen up not pelvic, your pectoral muscles. You strengthen your pec muscles by going braless. So cooking, works from home and listen to me on the computer, work out and cook, clean, play games, do work. Okay, let's see. Dishes, walking. Okay. Oh, Yana listens at work. You know what? I'm going to do a survey. I'm going to do a survey and see what are the top 3 things people do. So if you're not on my mailing list, make sure that you're on my mailing list to be able to get that survey. Thank you all for coming with me for this walk. If we wasn't together, and the walk went really quick when we were in that argument. So even though Ari was obnoxious, that made the walk go faster. So cook breakfast in the morning and in the evening while I'm making art. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so listen, everybody, we've gotten our steps in for the day. I love you all very, very much. There's a guy passing by my thing that looked like Sean King. He looked, he looked just like Sean King. I'm telling you, I wish I could turn the camera on him. He looked like Sean King. So crazy. I used to listen at work. How interesting. All right. Whew. All right, everybody, listen, I'm going to go inside and start working on this podcast. So thank you all, and I'll see you all later. Peace, everybody. Peace, 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 peace.